Memorial Day is often associated with the unofficial start of summer and a three-day weekend filled with barbecues and sales. However, it's important that we take a moment to remember the significance of this holiday. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the history of Memorial Day and explore the origins and evolution of this commemorative day. Join us in paying homage to the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. The Civil War was the deadliest war in U.S. history, with an estimated 620,000 soldiers dying during the conflict. The war had a profound impact on American society, leaving scars that would last for decades. The high number of casualties from both the Union and Confederate sides led to the need for a day of remembrance, which eventually led to the creation of Memorial Day. Decoration Day, as Memorial Day was first known, was created to honor the Union soldiers who had died during the Civil War. The name was coined because it was customary to decorate the graves of the fallen with flowers, wreaths, and flags. The practice of decorating graves continued to gain popularity in the years following the war, and the day was eventually recognized as a national holiday, which later evolved into Memorial Day. General John A. Logan, a decorated Civil War veteran and a U.S. Senator, is credited with being the founder of Decoration Day. Logan was a member and leader of the Grand Army of the Republic, a fraternal organization of Union Army veterans who sought to establish a day of remembrance for their fallen comrades. Logan issued a declaration calling for a nationwide observance of Decoration Day, which was first celebrated on May 30, 1868. The holiday gained popularity in the years following the war and was subsequently incorporated into federal law as Memorial Day. Originally called Decoration Day, this holiday was established to honor the Union soldiers who had died during the Civil War. It was a way for the nation to come together and pay tribute to the bravery and sacrifice of those who had given their lives in service to their country. People all across the United States began participating in this tradition of decorating the graves of fallen soldiers with flowers, wreaths, and flags to show their respect and gratitude. The first official Decoration Day was observed on May 30, 1868. It was organized by General John A. Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic, a fraternal organization of Union Army veterans. Logan issued a proclamation calling for a nationwide observance of Decoration Day, inviting former Union soldiers and their families to decorate the graves of those who had died in service to their country. On that day, people all across the country came together to honor their fallen comrades and loved ones. Decoration Day had several observances and traditions associated with it. One of the primary traditions was the decoration of graves with flowers, wreaths, and flags, which represented the sacrifice of those who had died in service to their country. Parades were also a common observance, and they featured veterans, marching bands, and patriotic displays. In addition, Decoration Day was often marked by the reading of texts of patriotism, such as the Gettysburg Address, and other speeches delivered by prominent political figures. The aftermath of World War I had a profound impact on the observance of Decoration Day, which eventually became Memorial Day. The war had resulted in a large number of American casualties, and the nation was grieving the loss of so many lives. Many people saw Decoration Day as an opportunity to come together and honor all those who had given their lives in service to their country. The holiday gained popularity as a way to remember the sacrifices of those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of liberty, democracy, and freedom. The large number of American casualties during World War I led to a significant increase in the popularity of Decoration Day. Many people viewed it as an opportunity to pay tribute to the soldiers who had died in the war, as well as all those who had given their lives in military service. The holiday took on new significance as a way to remember and honor all of the men and women who had made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of their country. This led to increased observances of the holiday across the United States. Decoration Day evolved over time to become what is now known as Memorial Day. In 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, which established Memorial Day as a national holiday and moved it from its traditional May 30th date to the final Monday in May. This change allowed for a three-day weekend, which helped to make the holiday more accessible to working Americans. The holiday now serves to honor all American military personnel who have died in service, including those who died in conflicts after World War I. Memorial Day is a national holiday observed in the United States to honor military personnel who died while serving their country. The holiday has its roots in the aftermath of the Civil War, which claimed more lives than any other conflict in American history. In the years following the war, communities across the country began to hold ceremonies and decorate the graves of fallen soldiers. This early observance of Memorial Day was known as Decoration Day and was recognized in various parts of the country from the mid-1860s to the late 1800s. The holiday became more widespread after World War I, when it was extended to honor all Americans who died in military service. In 1971, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, which established Memorial Day as a federal holiday and moved it to the last Monday in May. The change was made to create a three-day weekend for federal employees and to encourage more Americans to travel and participate in holiday activities. Despite some initial opposition, the new date for Memorial Day was widely accepted and has been observed on the final Monday in May ever since. Today, Memorial Day remains an important national holiday in the United States. It is observed on the last Monday in May and is a day to honor military personnel who died while serving their country. There are many ways in which Memorial Day is observed, including parades, ceremonies, and the placement of flags and flowers on the graves of fallen soldiers. Americans also observe a moment of silence at 3 p.m. local time as a sign of respect and in recognition of the sacrifices made by those who died in service. While it is a day of solemn remembrance, it is also a day that brings communities together as they honor and remember the sacrifices made by its military members. Today, Memorial Day is observed as a day of remembrance for all those who have died serving in the United States Armed Forces. It is a national holiday, observed on the last Monday in May. Americans pay tribute to fallen military personnel in a variety of ways, including ceremonies, parades, and the placement of flags and flowers on graves. In addition, many Americans observe a moment of silence at 3 p.m. local time. This day of remembrance is an important national observance, reminding us of the sacrifices made by military members and their families. It is not only a time to remember those who gave their lives, but also to thank those who have served and continue to serve. The observance of Memorial Day helps to strengthen the bond between the military and civilian communities and to promote a greater understanding of the ideal of service to one's country. Memorial Day is a day to honor and remember the sacrifices made by military personnel who have died in service to their country. Americans pay tribute in many ways, such as participating in parades, attending ceremonies, and visiting cemeteries to place flags, flowers, and other tributes on graves. The solemnity of the occasion is marked by the playing of taps, a haunting melody that has become synonymous with honoring and mourning fallen military personnel. The observance of Memorial Day not only pays tribute to the sacrifices made by military personnel, it also serves as a reminder of the toll that war can exact on individuals, families, and communities. By coming together to honor the dead, we acknowledge the significance of their sacrifice and the debt we owe to those who served. Memorial Day serves not only as a day of remembrance but also as a national observance that brings communities together to honor the sacrifices made by military personnel. Communities across the country hold parades, ceremonies, and other events to honor fallen military personnel. These events are often organized by veterans groups, community organizations, and local governments. In addition to community observances, there are also national events to mark Memorial Day, including a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery, and a national moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. local time. These events serve to unify the nation in honoring the sacrifices of military personnel and their families. They also raise awareness of the importance of service and sacrifice, and remind us of the high cost of freedom. As we wrap up this video, we hope that it has given you a deeper appreciation for the significance of Memorial Day. It's important that we take the time to remember and honor those who gave their lives in service to our country. This holiday is not just about barbecues and sales, but about showing our respect and gratitude to the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. Let us continue to show our appreciation for these heroes and their families throughout the year. Thank you for watching.